Hi everybody, this video is going to show you how to take through Design Space a bundle of files which lets you make a small gift box made in the shape of a house, and it's like the giant one that came out last week, but I've made a smaller version, and this basic cut file for the smaller version can be cut from A4 or 12 by 12 if you can't get A4 where you are. And you could of course shrink it down a little bit and cut it from letter as well, but I've actually designed it to cut from A4 or 12 by 12. And also in this bundle you get, based on the same design, two print then cut projects to make these little printed boxes you can see here. These are sized to cut from A4 currently, but if you can't get A4 where you are, you could just reduce them down a little bit to make them cut from letter. It will be pretty easy to do. I'll have a look at that when we go into Design Space in a bit. So that's just a view of all three. That's a close-up on, that's the basic cut file, and as I said, you get two versions of it, one that you can cut from A4 or one that you can cut from 12 by 12, and the A4 one, it has 4 separate walls, and the one that you can cut from 12 by 12, it has 2 pairs of 2 walls already joined together. Even though it's cut from quite small paper, it's still a decent sized box. It's 140mm, 5.5 inches square, and about 4 inches or 100mm up to this turn in the roof, and about 7 inches overall to the peak. That's a close up on the two cut files. You get one that's got much less detail on, and then one that's got a bit more. I've got somewhere, I might not have put, oh yeah, the finished size of the print and cut, 5 inches square, so a little bit smaller but not very much, 3.5 inches high, 88mm to the bend in the roof, and then 160mm, 6 1/3 inches roughly to the peak of the roof there. That's how they open and close. It's a really neat flap that just tucks into the slot that's created when the top edges all fold up, and then there's that little extra flap there that goes into a cutout and holds everything closed. It is just like the large one that I released last week, only a lot smaller, but it's the same basic design. And I did show people how to reduce it down and how to combine the pieces of that other huge file, but I thought I'd just make it smaller and make a print then cut one to go with it as well. So we'll go to Design Space and have a look at how to use it. Just before I do that, I will say that in the bundle as well you also get Studio 3 files for anybody who uses the basic version of Silhouette Studio, the free version, and I also supply it in Canvas Workspace format where everything's the right size and score lines are already converted to dashes, but you do need the downloadable version of Canvas Workspace to use that. Right, Design Space then. So I will bring it in from scratch even though it's already in my library, and I'll bring the print and cut files in from scratch as well. So upload, browse, and then navigate to where it is, and I've been playing with it today so it's just there, and we'll start off with the one that's cut from A4. So this is the basic cut box that's cut from A4. So just continue, upload, there's nothing to do with it. You could change the name here at this window if you wanted to, but otherwise just upload. I've just downloaded Design Space again today, updated it rather should I say, so I hope it's going to behave. I've seen on some of the groups that people have been tearing their hair out with it, but it's going smoothly so far. Okay, so it lands on your canvas already selected. First thing you need to do is ungroup it. I'm on the desktop version for PC, so for me ungroup is the first of those 3 icons at the top of the layers panel over here on the right. So I'm just going to ungroup it, and that lets me see the 2 groups inside it. And in my SVGs, the second group is always where the cut pieces live, the actual solid pieces. So all we need to do with that group is to ungroup it. And then the top group is where the lines that need converting to score live. And I group them so you can just convert them all in one move. So you just select the group, go to your operations menu, choose score from the drop down, and you can see that they've been converted now. And because there's more than one set, we just need to ungroup them. So now everything's on canvas is a separate piece, and we can attach the score lines to the pieces that they relate to. Easiest way to do that, just click on canvas somewhere near a piece, drag a box to more or less enclose it, and attach. Attach for me is at the bottom of the layers panel there, or I tend to use Alt A on my keyboard, and I'll just do that now. for speed. So because the score lines are compound paths, you don't need to actually drag a box all the way around it like that. As long as you touch the scores and the piece, it will work. And that's it. There's only scores on the 6 basic pieces of the box. All these other pieces here that you're looking at are the little, let's just go back, the little, where is it, overlay pieces on for the doors and the window. That's what they are. Okay, so if we click make it, I'm not going to save it, and we'll choose 12 by 12 for everything. Since we know it fits on 12 by 12, you probably just use a scrap for that, the grey there though, or whatever you decide to cut it in. So this pale blue is the, I used vellum to go at the back of the windows to make them look solid. And in fact my vellum comes in A4. Yours will probably come in A4 or letter depending on where you are. I don't think we usually buy it in 12 by 12, do we? So yeah, if you're using this A4 version, sorry, we should have chosen A4, shouldn't we, because that's what this project is. I beg your pardon. So we'll choose A4. There we are, 2 A4s of white, one for the grey or the craft paper, whatever you want to use. These should all cut out of an A4 each, and of course they do. Just a bit half asleep there. So yeah, so you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces for the basic construction, and then a small piece there for the window frames and whatnot. Some of the white ones go with the roof pieces, and then a little piece of about half a sheet of A4 or letter for your vellum. So that's dead easy. I'm not going to cut it, so we'll just cancel, but that's how you handle it, and then you would just send it to cut. Right, so that is the A4 version. I'll just very quickly bring in the 12 by 12 one. It's obviously going to behave in pretty much the same way, but there it is, Christmas house box 12 by 12. So this is the one you'll choose if you can cut it from 12 by 12 card, or at least I'm talking about the walls. It doesn't matter what you cut everything else from, just the main box walls you'll cut from 12 by 12. So again, it lands on your canvas. First thing you need to do is ungroup it, then select that second group in your layers panel, which is all the cut pieces, and ungroup those. Then select that top group, which is where the lines that need converting to score live. Go to your operations menu over here, top left, choose score from the drop down, and because there's more than one set, we've got to ungroup them. So now everything's a separate piece, and we're going to go ahead and attach them just like we did before. Just drag a box from more or less. I've just seen a little error there. I must have 2 score lines there, so I'll make sure I delete that before I give it to you. Right, so there's just 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces with scores on in this joined up larger version, so we'll just click make it. Very quick to get ready, and yes, now this time we are going to choose 12 by 12 because this is the 12 by 12 version, but again, you can choose anything for these. You really don't need a large amount of paper at all, and these 2 pairs should now go on a 12 by 12 each, which they do. And that's your vellum, which usually comes in the standard letter size, paper size, doesn't it? Pardon me, A4 or letter. So there you are. If you're using 12 by 12, you just need 1, 2, 3 sheets for the main box, and then a small piece for the window frame trim, and a small piece of vellum. Okay. So those are the files you'll use if you're just doing the basic cut file, which looks like that. Now I'll show you the file that you need to bring in to make the print and cut, because we still need to bring a cut file in. Just get rid of all that. We still need to bring a cut file in just to get the sizes right of the PNGs and to place the scores in the right place, because PNGs always come in too big. These PNGs that I'm giving you are created at 300 dpi, so if you get any message from Design Space telling you that they're not in sufficiently high res, they absolutely are. Right, so the file you need to bring in to start a print and cut project is this one, Christmas House PTC, print and cut. So just bring that in, and as you can see, there's a lot less to it because all the detail is already included in the artwork. So just continue. You can change the name there if you want to. Upload. Lands on your canvas. We'll just bring it into view, zoom in a little bit. So again, it lands on your canvas selected, so just ungroup it. Click on that lower group and ungroup it, and that gives you all the cut pieces. Click on the upper group, go to your operations menu, choose score and ungroup those because there's more than one set. And then we need to attach, just for now we're going to attach the scores to the cut pieces that we've got there. Oh, and those as well. Do I need to do it? Yeah. There we are. I'm using Alt-A on my keyboard, by the way, in case you're wondering how that's happening. Right, okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll bring in the artworks, and I'll bring them in from scratch so you can see what to do. So it's just the same, upload image, browse, and we'll do, you've got house 1 and house 2. House 1 is that one with the bigger detail but not as much of it, and then house 2 is the other one with more windows and the other little things like Christmas trees and snowmen on there. So we'll bring house 2 in. So house 2, we'll bring the front one in first. So it's very clearly named house 2 back, house 2 front, house 2 sides. It's fairly clear. And I should also mention the PDF of instructions that you get. As always, there's a diagram of everything that you get in this bundle. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 files altogether, 3 cut files and 6 PNGs, and everything is named, so when I talk about it in the instructions you can't get confused about which piece is which, and it just really helps you get your head around the project before you even start with something like this where there's a lot of choice. So I've selected house 2 front, open it. Wow, that's a large image. This may take a moment, it says, but don't worry, it will come in, and it's really not that big. At this window, don't do anything, there's no cleaning up, it's ready to cut as it is. So once it appears, I'll press apply and continue in the bottom right there, and click flat graphic because that's how we need to bring it in, and continue. And again, at this window, if you wanted to rename it, you could do. I've got quite a lot open at the moment, which I think is why it's running a little bit slow. And then just upload and you get the message again about it being a big file. But I don't think you'll have any difficulty. If you do, come back to me and tell me, and I can maybe supply you with a slightly lower res one, which won't matter if you're printing it on a desktop printer. So if you have any trouble bringing it in, do get in touch with me. Right, so obviously this piece is going to it's going to fit with this piece. I'll just quickly zoom back to the instructions, and you can see there, this is the print and cut file that we're working on now, and I tell you that that's a front, that's a back, and those two pieces are sides, and the roof is labelled A and B so that the instructions are easy to understand later on. So you know that that's the front, you know you've just brought the front in, so you're going to click on this piece to get the size of it, and it says 4.5 there, but up here, because it can display more numbers and it doesn't round them up, it gives you 14.497. I realise that not all of you will be working in centimetres, so whatever your box says there, that's the size you're going to make this artwork you've just brought in. So select the artwork, go up here, and I needed to make it 14.497, and as long as you make sure this padlock is locked, when you click enter it will automatically set the height as well. So that is the piece that's going to go with that. So I'm just going to select both of those things because now we need to make sure that the scores are going to be in the right place. So I'll just zoom in so you can see what we're doing. So I'm going to select everything there, and then I'm going to go align and choose that one that centers it side to side and top to bottom. And then I'm going to select things now in the layers panel. You don't have to if you're not worried about things moving, but I don't know if there's something wrong with my mouse, but sometimes when I click on things I can't click on it without moving it. I did then just to make myself look like a liar, but anyway, that's sometimes why I select things in the layers panel. So I'm going to send that to the back now, and then I'm going to select this cut piece, and you can either detach it again so that you can delete the red one because that's what we need to do, or you can just toggle open that attachment, select that cut piece and select the bin, or just hit backspace and then it gets rid of it, and then you can just select both of those and attach. So now you've got the score lines attached to the artwork which is going to cut and make the front of your box. So it's really quite easy. So we'll just do that once more. Well, we'll do it until we've got the whole box in. So upload image, browse. Now I'm going to bring in house to back. Nothing to do with this window. Don't try and clean anything up. It doesn't need it. Apply and continue. Choose flat graphic and continue. You can change the name at this window if you want to. And upload. Come on. And we know from looking at our instructions that this is the piece we need to be matching it to. So again, we can see it should be 14.497 wide. Whatever yours says in inches, do the same. 14.497. Make sure the padlock's locked and hit return or enter, whatever you call it. Just lay it roughly on top. Select all of it. Go to align so that we're going to make sure the score lines are in the right place. Select it however you want to select it. Send it to the back. I'm actually using my keyboard there, but it's up here. You'd use that one there. Select the cut piece, if I can. Select the cut piece. I'm just going to open the attachment, select the red cut file and bin it. And then select both of those things and attach them. So now we've got the front and the back ready to cut. And even though I've given you two side pieces, it's really just to show you, just to make sure that you know you've got to cut two sides. Even though I'm sure you would know that really. It's a box, isn't it? A four-sided box. But obviously you're just going to duplicate the sides once it's in. So we only need to work with one and then duplicate the one that we're going to create. So upload. Upload. Right, I just had to pause the recording then because the file just wasn't behaving correctly. But I think I've sorted it now, so we'll just try that again. We're still working on this house side piece, so I'm going to bring in the artwork that goes with it now. Upload image, browse, and it's house 2 sides. So just select it and open, or however else you bring it in on the device you're working on. Just continue. There are no changes to make. It's actually ready to cut. So at this window, don't do anything, just apply and continue. And then we choose flat graphic like we did for the others, if it'll let me. And continue. It's taken me so long to make this video with all the little glitches this afternoon. You can change the name of it here if you want to, otherwise just press upload. Of that again, and we'll get the size from here again, and it should be 12.5 or whatever it should be for you, if whatever dimensions you're working in. So I'm going to type in 12.5 there and make sure the padlock is locked, and then hit enter and it sets the height automatically. Yeah, that's perfect this time. Splendid. So select all of those, center it side to side and top to bottom. Then I'm just going to select the artwork and send it to the back. I'm doing that on the keyboard in case you're wondering how it's happening. And then select this cut piece. I'm just going to toggle it up. Oops, it already was open. Toggle it open, select the actual red cut piece and hit the bin to get rid of it. And then select all of those and attach. And that looks perfect now. Okay, but of course, as I said, we just need two of them. So just duplicate. I did that on the keyboard again. I'm all just flying through it a bit now. So I'm going to select it. Should be able to, duplicate, fool, it's the second one. Duplicate is the one with the plus sign on it, obviously. Right, so that's everything ready to cut now, and of course there are no little fiddly bits for this because all the design is in the 4 cut pieces. So we'll choose make. This, we're going to choose A4. So as you can see, you've just got your 4 print then cuts there, and then the roof pieces will cut from one A4 piece as well. So to make that decent size print then cut box, you just need 5 sheets of A4, and the house one is exactly the same. It's just a slightly different design of artwork, but it will work in exactly the same way. I'll just check that it doesn't do that strange little thing that this one did when I brought it in. So this works perfectly for people who can use A4, but if you need letter, then I need to try and work out what the cutting area will be for you there, because I know what it is for A4. But basically, if you want to reduce it down, we'll just do it by trial and error now. So I'm going to select everything. I'm going to resize it with one of the corner handles so that I know that everything stays in proportion. And I'm just going to hit make it now and see if letter comes up. If it, oops. Oh, sorry. Yeah, oh, I wasn't thinking there, was I? It is there. And then I just see if letter, oh, and it does. That's interesting. So we didn't have to actually go that much smaller. So just take it down a little bit. You could cut it from letter as well. Don't know if you get both of those on a letter, but if not, you'll just, oh, you can. That's good. So that actually didn't have to go that much smaller. So there, oh no, really not a lot smaller at all. So that's 24.06. Let's just try going a bit bigger. See if we still get letter. And we do, right? So we know it works on letter at that size. Cancel it. I'm talking about the print then cut here, of course, not the cut size. It's what will fit on for a print then cut. So if we just do that again, because it was 25.4 on A4, it's not going that much smaller, is it? Let's just see if we can still make that on letter. Print and cut it on letter, and it's still there. That's very interesting. I should go through it properly and work out what the actual maximum print then cut is. Yeah, we've reached the maximum with that last one. So cancel it. Just going to go back down to where we were, which is 24.763. Yeah, 9.7 inches. So if you just reduce it down so that the actual front, back and sides are 9.7 inch, just over 9.7 inches tall, nearly 9 3/4, you will be able to print then cut that on letter size paper, if that's what you can get where you are. So I don't think I need to show you anything else. I hope I can edit this down to something that's not quite as frustrating as it's been trying to make this video. But it's pretty easy. I love print then cut projects because if you're in a bit of a rush and you don't have time to do lots of fiddly little decorations, it's a great way to get out a nice looking gift box, and I think these are lovely for Christmas. I'll definitely be making some of these. If you've got any questions at all when you come to cut or assemble it, always get in touch. I'm always happy to help, and it'll be something quick and simple, and I'll give you an answer within minutes. I usually reply really quickly, unless there's a time difference, and then I might get to it a bit later, but you never wait more than 12-15 hours usually to hear from me. So do get in touch. You can contact me either on Etsy or Facebook, whichever's easiest for you. And if you've just stumbled across this video and you'd like to buy the SVG, there's a link in the description below this video where you can buy it. Also links to Facebook and Etsy where you can get in touch. Not very organised with this one, am I? Okay, that's it. Don't forget, if you're purchasing 3 or more SVG files at one time from the Tanglecraft Studio Etsy shop, the link is in the description, you can use the 30 for 3 discount code to get 30% off your total purchase. This offer runs all the time, but you need to use that code when you check out. And if you haven't already joined the Tanglecraft Studio Facebook group, join now to get any special Etsy discount codes issued to group members and to take advantage of the free SVG files I give away in the group from time to time. The link to the group is in the description. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.